can't sleep when I'm alone, 'cause I hear a shriek. Oh, it's like a drone, so constant, piercing through my eardrums, and it's all because of you. And nothing in the middle of the night, I found myself unable to close my eyes. You feel an ocean of guilt and pride just to leave me there to drown. I try my best to rationalize, so I treat my self-destruction as an oversight. Spent a month looking for comfort in fake stimuli that never worked. Found myself punching mirrors. I couldn't bear to see my reflection. You made me jump in the waters when I didn't know how to swim. I'm drowning, and seals are entwined around my ankles. I can't feel my feet, I can feel the taste, I can still feel the smell of your waters deep down in my mouth. It comes back and it fucks me up. I've done my cheeks to turn them into gills, but nothing works, nothing ever works. That's what they told me. Sometimes life, a lyric will pop to my head, and I pray to God to never sing it again. It started in 2019. People were starting to notice that a 16-year-old kid was making videos and music. I think it was in January, when everything was silent, that she appeared slowly inside social media. back then, so it started. Sentence again and again and again and again until it becomes a joke I never really cared for. Every word I said to her was said the right way. Every song I made was better than the rest. She felt smart and gone, yet she made silly jokes. She felt introverted, yet she talked the most. She felt nice and strong, yet she said she was fragile. She felt nice and young, yet she was 42 years old. She infiltrated every corner of my online space, made herself look unavoidable. She plastered her voice and her face as a wallpaper for my internet existence. She made videos about me, she made drawings about me, she made music about me, she only talked about me. Fast forward a few months, she's now considered a friend. She's known as the nicest person on the planet. Everyone saw her as a nice sound who likes cat gifts, astrology, and Facebook motivational quotes. I'm so impressed by you, Felix. You are so gifted. It's something she said way too frequent. She wanted attention, I wanted attention. She wanted attention, I craved attention. I liked her as a friend. I liked her as a fan. Doing anything to get to me, like a child pulling my sleeve. Leave inside the things she wanted was pretty clear. Slipping into dark territories, thinking nobody would ever want me. I treated my body like shit, took showers in the dark to not see it. Our late night talks became on time I was sexually abused as a kid. She changed a lot when I turned 18. One day she was in my DMs, the next she was in my apartment. Her husband got mad at her for spending late nights on Discord with children. So I told her to get out, their relationship was toxic. I didn't know what to do to help, so I called her every day, and so it started. That's when she started coming to my place. We wanted to cheer up. There was a noticeable gap between her culture and ours. We were all teens, barely adults. She was almost twice as old. We let her guard down. It's funny all the bullshit you can let slide when someone is known to be nice. So let my guard down. I let my guard down. She started coming to my place a lot more than usual, doing 4-hour trips to Paris just to sleep on the sofa. I was in a dark, dark, dark place. She would dissect my lyrics, find me more and more in this, by twisting metaphors and abstractness. She would find excuses for my shitty behavior, find another sickness where she would be the cure. I was addicted to her presence, I was addicted to the attention, I was addicted to the excuses, I was addicted to the sickness. I began skipping classes, spiraling into darkness. My mind was shattering, suicidal thoughts kept coming. I would fantasize about auto-destruction, drinking liters and liters of the strongest liquor. At everybody with my friends, I would look at the ceiling. I would eat tons of shit only to make myself vomit. A spiral of constant praise made me fucking hate myself. I was barely 18, I wanted to end it. She found an opportunity to be the one to save me, to cure my illnesses and my insecurities. She went to Paris one night to spend the weekend with me. The conversation drifted into dark territories. I told her about everything, my relationship with sex, and how I resented it. And I don't know why, but she took that as a challenge. I was in the weakest place. I felt a pit in my stomach. Something felt wrong. I got into bed because she was supposed to be my safe place. She cried on my back and told me you deserve better, someone younger.
I was just a kid. She was almost twice my age. I was terrified, and I wanted to get away. I was fading not clean, as twisted as it is to get. It was a thrill, because it was unknown. Maybe that's why I didn't say no. She was making her way into my mind. It was confusing and weird at the same time. Those lines are especially hard to write.
I heard you weep from across the apartment. I wasn't here for you for an hour or two. It's hard to flee when it causes you such pain, but I wish I could talk to other people. I promise I won't leave you unless you leave me. There's a few things I would do, but it's stressful to be with you. I promise I won't leave you unless you leave me. There's a few things I would do, but it's stressful to be with you. And I will take the pressure off of you and put it on my back. Punch the walls on my heart if it eases the pain. I'm terrified when you hold me tight. I'm not in love, but sometimes it kind of feels like you are, and I don't wanna stay there. I just feel trapped inside of my own house, 'cause you get mad if I don't respond to your text. It's not just that, it's hard to comment. I just think it's weird that you ignore the age gap. I just want to fix a broken person, but the more I try, the less it seems that you need fixing at all. I promise I won't leave you unless you leave me. There's a few things I would do, but it's stressful to be with you. I promise I won't leave you unless you leave me. There's a few things I would do, but it's stressful to be with you. But I will take the pressure off of you and put it on my back. Punch the walls on my arm if it eases the pain. I'm terrified when you hold me tight. I'm not in love, but sometimes it kinda feels like you are, and I don't wanna stay. Squeeze by the grasp of your shove it down my throat. You know I'm powerless. You lead me to your cave. The trail of sugar was a bait, and I feed off the attention you give me, so you can lead me to your bed and drown me. As soon as the dawn Found myself in a hotel room with a rock inside my throat. In this moment I'm like a kid again, and I can't find my will. The drug is wearing off and I need to pick up my clothes. I'm naked in a stranger's place. I don't know how I got there. I can still feel my head getting light on that July day. This girl got me locked inside her gaze. I want to see her again, but you come out of the shower naked with a smile that splits your face. I don't feel like saying no, 'cause I can tell you enjoy yourself. So I lay down, turn my head in faint pleasure. I see a dark figure in the corner. My body hurts like hell. I'm petrified with fear as I feel her closer than she'll ever be. And I say slower, I say slower, I say slower. Gaze towards the clouds. Sand was pushing on my back, and in the depths of the sky I saw a face that looked like yours. You were not here, but I felt your presence, the ever so soft touch of your hands, far away from all I'd ever felt. I wanted to see you again, just Just like in July, all over again. I wanted to be caught in your gaze. That's why I kept breathing.
You left the apartment one day crying, asking if we were gonna let you back in. We say yes, but never actually did. 'Cause I felt a sense of dread every time I saw a text, every time a memory replayed, every time I saw your face. 'Cause you admitted one day that you wanted me to feel the same. You wanted me to feel pain, 'cause you weren't my girlfriend. Memories spun in my head, they took a different shape. You were the only one who liked this fucked up game. Twisted words, we don't care. You can shift the blame at the end of the day. I don't trust a single word you say. And now I don't know who to trust. I don't know who to trust. I don't know who to trust. I don't know who to I had a panic attack. I called you late at night. I thought you were gonna commit suicide. I thought I overreacted, but it was just the seeds of a tree you had planted in my head when I wasn't looking. You sent multiple texts today. I tried my best, you ignored them, but I snapped when you told me you'd still take the train. When I told you what you had done, you suddenly shifted the tone. I've always checked your consent and followed your desires and limits. That's what you said. No, it's not a wonderful adventure. No, it's not an enchanted parenthesis. You just impose a sexual urge on a boy that's barely 18. No, I won't accept the apology. No, it won't be that easy. Or you can keep saying sorry. I know you don't mean it. I stayed in Baker's bed for days, looking straight at the ceiling. I thought about the 17 girl you had slept with. So I gathered all the information and I sent it right to your face. And I kicked you out of the places where you could still talk to children. The 700 in a hospital room, that's the picture you sent, with a constant stream of insults beneath suicide threats. And on that morning I contemplated death alone in my messy apartment. 'Cause I can act like it didn't matter, but your text fucked me up.
I woke up at 6 a.m. I thought I saw you in the corner of my room. It took me a while to realize that you weren't really there. My mind thinks you'll come back, and I'd better be prepared. Putting a foot on the floor, I haven't cleaned my room. Layers of trash and mold, I can hardly walk. Pour water in the kettle and antidepressants and alcohol, instant coffee and diet coke, all mixed up in my blood. What is left of me if you already know my soul? I wish I could talk to that kid who was so insecure and tell him you don't deserve this. You don't deserve this. You don't deserve this. You don't deserve this. I try my best to pass the time. I try to write, but nothing comes out. And when it does in any way, it's in phrases that don't make sense. I keep reading every word that this pain will never leave. She's here and here to stay. She's now a part of me. I can hardly step outside. I keep seeing you in the corner of my eye. I've got all the keys to ruin my life, but why the fuck would you do that? You've stolen my confidence, you've stolen my innocence. I like to think you did it by accident. What is left of me if you already know my soul? I wish I could have talked to that kid who was so insecure and tell him you don't deserve this. You don't deserve this. Took a train and looked at the stops, and I saw the city you lived in. My vision tunneled, I lost my breath. A trimest of pain flashed back, unbearable spasms of anguish, and now routine. Panic attacks are happening daily. Alone on a mattress, twitching in pain, waiting for the breakdown to end. And now we're dissociating in a shower, trying to wash away the taste, trying to wash away the scent of your cyprine, still plastered in my mouth, of your saliva stuck inside my throat, trying to rip my skin off again, 'cause I can still feel your hands grappling on my neck. And I scratch my skin again and again, but it won't come off. What is left of me if you already know my soul? I wish I could have talked to that kid who was so insecure and tell him Baker told me that it gets better, that the wounds will
seal after some time, but every time it seems over, it comes back and puts me down. Do you still talk to some of my friends and poison them with twisted claims? Do you still tell them I'm a liar? Did you really ever change? Sometimes I make noises to silence the thoughts. I keep making excuses, so I only ever leave my own. You can keep denying it was rape, you can phrase it in other ways. In the end it's still the same. You stole my innocence. When I walk down the avenue, suddenly everyone looks like you. I collapse in the middle of the street, I'm choking my own tears. I know you left a shirt at my place and I can't even touch it. Like I wanted to set it ablaze, and I like the idea, but I know it doesn't make sense, 'cause you'll come back anyway. Either thought or pointless subject, you never leave completely.
Wake up, the storm is gone, and I think I have to go out in the snow, but it's okay. When I'm out and freezing, you're the coat I'm wearing, even if I'm all alone with my thoughts. And if the world's shattered, I know there'll always be shelter between your arms and next to you. And I don't want to explain what we both already understand. It never feels like I'm trying to love you, I just do. So follow me, please. I need someone next to me. The road feels a little less lonely when we talk together in the park. The rest of the world fades out, and it feels like there's just us piercing through the silence with our hearts synchronized in their beats. I don't know why it's so easy to love when my heart's been done in 1,000 ways before. But I don't want to explain what we both already understand. It never feels like I'm trying to love you, I just do. I'll follow you for as long as you want me, 'cause I sure want you next to me. And as my fingers slide through your hair for a second, all the weight goes away, and that second is what made me wanna stay. You make me sleep again, and after all that we've both been through, it's a miracle that it all goes so well. And all I want is to wake up with you. You make me love again. You make me love.